from the Pathway Studios in Johnston proper. You are live from the Path.
A card just last week.
Yeah, it was. It wouldn't have said, Michael, you need to dress better, and that wasn't really a show comment. It was more on me as a person. So, but anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to Live from the Path. We have a fantastic show coming up from you, to you. We have some amazing live acts in the studio tonight. Ben, what do you know about that?
Holy cats, it's a beast amount of talent going on in here. First of all, Silverside's in studio, and we've had them in before, and it was awesome. They did a great job. We're excited. We're catching up with them just before the show started, and boy, they got some sweet stories about it, like a bus that attacks people. I mean, that's what I got from it. They told a lot of really cool details, and all I got was like the bus eats people,
like in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, and they like ran into a Mennonite. It
ran
has
into a Mennonite.
It has all the makings of a Scooby-Doo.
Did
That's
I
correct.
tell you that story of the Mennonite I ran into that was at the auction that one time?
No.
Anyway, it's a quick story. Actually, he was an Amish man. I had a hard time telling the difference until I talked to him. But anyway, I was at an auction, and there was an Amish dude up there, and he was bidding on stuff like crazy. Like, he was buying all kinds of stuff. And I was trying to buy a certain power tool, and he was in the front of the line, so I couldn't see it. And he'd never bid on anything. And so I walked up to him, and I said, "Hey, man, I thought you guys couldn't have power tools." He's like, "Yeah, we can't." I said, "Well, you're clogging up the front of the line, man." And he goes, "Yeah, if I move right now, I won't be first in line for the wood that's coming up next." I said, "Well played, Amish man. I like the way you auction." So indeed, I did not get anything.
Oh, he was clogging the line so he could get to the wood that was
yeah,
for sale?
they were selling piles of wood that he wanted, and he didn't want to give up his place at the front of the line in front of the power tools, because I mean, if it's an odd scene to be at an auction and see an Amish man stand in front of the power tools.
No,
I
that's
thought
true.
it was weird.
Yeah.
But I asked him about it, and he said, yeah, no, I can't buy those, but I'm after the pile of wood, and I ain't moving.
All right.
So I thought, well, nicely done.
I saw a whole group of Amish at the airport one day. I had to look twice.
Are they allowed to fly? I don't know anything about Amish.
I don't know the rules of the
That's
Amish.
why I looked twice. I was
Eric,
like,
what do you know about Amish people? Anything?
They're snappy dressers.
You darn right.
they
about
stuck
it.
out.
Actually, I felt like I was gonna ask him if he could make me a shirt, because they make pretty sharp looking shirts. But I thought that seems a bit much, doesn't it? You know, that's like a guy getting out of tanning booth and asking if he can, use my beach towel or something. It just doesn't seem right. So I didn't do it.
I don't follow the comparison.
It made sense in my
Anyway,
head.
all right, so here's what we got going on the show tonight. We're going to catch up with Silverside. Also, Trials and Triumphs, who we're going to meet here in just a second. I actually did a little bit of internet creeping, and I'm very excited to have them in studio. They have their voices are straight up delicious, and I don't use that. I don't just throw that around.
No, of course not.
I mean, pastries and Trials and Triumphs, and that's about it. I mean, that's to the extent I use that phrase. Also, we have some advice on Dear Life in the Path, and I think I've got some Pope style this week. And so, if you're not familiar with the show, the premise of Pope style advice is that some ne'er-do-well at the local bar or post office has decided to play a joke on me and tell everybody that I'm the Pope, and has sent a bunch of people to my house, in which I have to give advice on my balcony, much like the Pope does, to try to get people to go away. They refuse to get off my lawn until I give it, but it has to be relevant advice, something that I actually think applies to their life and their walk with Christ. And so I'm going with trust and Pope style advice. See what happens. I've got some of that this week. So, no better way then, I think, to introduce Trials and Triumphs than to introduce you to them musically, and then we'll get to know them a little bit more personally. So I will turn this over to them. You guys surprise me, play whatever you like, and let's get to know Trials and Triumphs. You're listening to Live from the Path.
Thank you. This song is original. It's called Mr. Hollywood. I'm not exactly sure where this is supposed to be, but
yeah,
there we go. save you tonight. And I ain't no Superman, but I can take your hand and we can fly away. We can fly away. We can fly away. As she got older, things got harder. Beauty came and thus it started. Every guy she loved told her lies until she finally came back to me. Said, I think that I've been a seal. And I just smiled at her and said, I'm not Mr. Hollywood, but I can be a Robin Hood and save you tonight. And I ain't no Superman, but I can take your hand and we can fly away. 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 Yeah. We can fly away.
Thank you.
That was Trials and Triumphs. Boy, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that song. So where does that come from? What's the root of that tune?
I'm actually, I'm an artist, so my brain goes everywhere. That was really just a thing in my head about a boy and a girl, and the girl came from a rich home, and the boy came from a poor home. And the boy didn't have anything, as far as any items or anything like that, but he had love. And the girl came from a rich home, and she had everything, but she didn't have love. And so they somehow were friends, and she came from a home where abuse was happening, and the story just comes out, and it's just this really awesome thought of this little boy saying, hey, I'm not Mr. Hollywood, but I could be there for you. So
Yeah.
that's where the whole thing came from. So
Yeah, boy.
I feel like you could construct a movie around that.
Yeah.
You could call it Grease.
if I had if I had money, I'd make an awesome music video, and it would not be anything like Grease. But
Hey, I trust him already.
there you go.
He makes good decisions in life.
Here's the thing: there's not very many folks that harmonize like you guys. It really is amazing. It sounded very, very
Thank
good.
you.
It was very cool to hear.
So if you want to find more about Trials and Triumphs, you can go to Facebook and look for Trials and Triumphs. We like Trials and Triumphs, so if you look for what we like them, and you can go find them if you go to our Facebook page. Otherwise, just go to Facebook and search for Trials and Triumphs, and you can stay up to date on what they got going on. So we were talking a little bit earlier in the show, or before the show. You guys have been traveling. You've been on the road for a good 8 months, and you have a young child with you. Like, what's normal life like for you in those circumstances?
I don't think normal
Yes.
into our life, but it's just when God called us out there. I mean, it wasn't like he said, Josh go and Hillary stay.
Yeah.
He called us as a team, and obviously Jade's part of our team. And so we went out just trusting in God and saying we have absolutely zero idea on how this is going to work, but we just know God is good and he called us, and we always just say, are we being obedient?
Uh-huh.
And so through that, our son has been a champ. I mean, he's been like a boss. 5-hour trips. I'm sitting over there crying, and he's just, hey, Dad, you got a chip?
Never mind, I found one on the floor.
Yeah, I'm good. Never mind. So I mean, he's been a huge blessing. He just turned 2 last month, and so we're getting into that time of his life where he's deciding he's his own boy.
Right on.
But
I just came to that a couple months ago.
nice. I haven't yet, but I think I'll get there someday.
It's actually that's actually a pretty cool story anyway. Just because a lot of people allow that to be a barrier. In fact, I've probably done it on a handful of occasions. Just when you were talking, I was thinking about it. I mean, if you know, it got too close to nap time. I'm like, well, I don't think we're gonna make it. The kids gotta kind of go to bed. I don't think we can get out there this evening. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I did that crap all the time. Now, not only have you shamed me, but you've given glory to the Lord. So that's
Yeah,
a double whammy.
That's about right.
That is a fierce double whammy. He wrote a sweet song and then basically slapped you upside the head a
Yeah,
couple times.
I called it grease. What kind of jerk am I?
Josh knows how to handle situations.
Yeah, he
That's the deal. So how long have you guys been together and or performing together?
We have been married for a little under 4 years, but we have actually been playing together for almost 14.
Mhm.
So, yeah, we grew up together playing music.
They just
and-
kept putting us together, and music tends to do that to people.
And so, yeah, 4 years ago, her words are that I walked up to her and I said, I love you. And
And I said, "Did you just stutter?"
I said, what about it? And she said, I love you back. And so from that day on, we just said, hey, let's do this thing. You know, we both knew what God was calling us to, and God's been faithful.
So what's you guys are heading home? You're on the way home. Is it directly or do you got some stops before you're getting home?
We're doing a stop.
Few
We're
stops.
doing, I think we're stopping in Utah, Salt Lake City. We're also stopping tomorrow, I believe, in Des Moines.
At the House of Bricks.
At
Yeah.
the House of Bricks, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. And so, yeah, we're going to actually heading back west, and then we're going to get on another tour. And then we're going to be on that tour till the beginning of September. And at that point, we'll go home for a couple months and then head it back out. So
Who watches your place while you're gone? Do you have a cat or something, or what
No.
goes on there?
our place is our car. It's our Toyota RAV4. So
Right
Um,
on. Yeah.
we're gone so much that home is wherever we are. So
But we live in Tennessee half the year, and then Eugene, Oregon, the other half, like
Like
during
old
the
people.
holidays. And
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we
we
vacation.
migrate.
Yeah.
I feel like it's getting winter, Earl. It's time for us to get on out.
Wait, yeah, where do those city choices come from? Like why Tennessee and Oregon?
Well, we work with a ministry called the Extreme Tour.
Okay.
That does over 100 cities during the summer months. We go out into highways and byways and reach out to counterculture youth, and we put on big festival style music events just to let them know that someone really cares about them, no matter if they're in a little rural town of Schenectady, New York, or if they're in Manhattan.
Right.
So yeah, we're a part of that. So during some of the months of the year, we're in Tennessee planning for the next year's tour.
Mhm.
And then some of the months we're in Oregon, just really visiting with family for a couple months before we do it all over again.
Yep.
So
Well, that sounds awesome. How do they find more information about the Extreme Tour?
the Extreme Tour, you can go to the website. It's www.theextremetour.com. They've been in ministry for 20 years, partnered with Billy Graham and Luis Palau Ministries. And so, yeah.
I tried to partner with Billy Graham. He politely rejected it. Said, I don't think so.
I tried to offer a discount line of like sugar cookies called Billy Graham's. Out. He does not think that was funny.
You're listening to Life from the Path on lifefromthepath.org. After tonight's show, you're going to be able to see the clips from tonight, the music clips. You can go to YouTube and check them out. We'll cut them and size them and serve them in individual fashion. So if you're like, I really dig the music, I can't take them live from the Path Boys,
That seems fair.
that you're going to get the song just as it was played, and then we're going to cut and shuffle ourselves right on out.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to get rid of the potatoes and give you the meat. You can check out all the past performances that we've had in the previous, along with Silverside's first appearance on the show, where they did an acoustic version of Circus Circus, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, two
And so I'd ask you to check that out. Now, right now, we still got a show going
Yeah,
on.
hang tight, man.
But
Get yourself
I
some
need you
milk
to go
and some
check
Billy
that out.
Grahams and
Yeah.
take her easy.
The comedy just goes up from here. It's got to be 10, 15, 10, 20 by now. So anyway, we got a couple things to cut and shuffle here. We're gonna have Silverside come in and play a couple tunes for us, and the stuff that's on the docket for the show tonight is unlimited.
Yeah.
So, Ben, do you have any Pope style advice?
I do have some Pope style advice. So actually, this kind of fits into what to some of the stuff Josh was talking about, and it very much ties in to a lot of what we talk about, which has to do with being faithful in the means and letting God take care of the ends. And it came up for me this week. I was talking with somebody who just had a pretty rough circumstance that they're trying to deal with their family and stuff. And as we got to talking, like there's always these what ifs about circumstances, right? I don't know what's going to happen. If I say this thing, I don't know how the person is going to react. If I don't say this thing, I don't know what the situation is going to play out to be. And so I think my Pope style advice here is basically a reiteration of a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about, which is, just continue to be faithful in the means, and God will cover the ends. Because ultimately, you can spend all day trying to figure out how people are going to react. You can spend a long time trying to figure out what the best way to say something is, how the best way to handle a specific situation, and then kind of play out how to react in case they do one thing or the other. But the long and short of it is you do what you're called to do, and you be faithful in those things that God has called you to do. And then you got to be confident that when God says He's faithful, He is, and then He'll take care of the ends. And so that's just been reiterated to me this week, as so often we find discontentment. Or we lack peace in our lives because we're fighting over what the ends are going to be, as opposed to just understanding what the means are and being faithful in those. And so, like, I know that's been kind of a common theme we've been talking about, but I found that practically reinforced this week, just talking through someone's trying to deal with a specific, pretty difficult situation in which they got to talk to somebody, and the deal is like, the thing that has to be discussed has to be discussed. There's no way around that. But that's all you're responsible for, is being faithful in those means, and God will take care of the ends. And actually, I found that echoed in some of the stuff that Josh was saying. I actually found that echoed in some of the stuff we were talking about with Silverside even before the show started. Is like we can follow through in the steps that we're supposed to take. We will be faithful in our means and trust that God will take care of the ends. And I think a lot of times we get disjointed, especially in our Christian walk, and we start to feel heavy loads is when we've started to take on the ends as if they're our responsibility. And that's a heavy life to live, and I think that becomes pretty rough. So, maybe a reiteration of 100 times, which is just be faithful in the means, and God will take care of the ends, and trust it'll be there even with you in the means. But don't take on a load that's God's. The ends aren't yours; they're God's to handle. So, I don't know. That's my Pope style. Get off my lawn.
Well, that's actually pretty. It's pretty huge. I find that more often than not, and this is true for me as well as true for a lot of people around me. But like, they'll spend their lives chasing a sin around. You know what I'm saying? Saying one particular thing that's bothering them, they'll spend their lives chasing that thing down. And on the flip side of it, you get a lot of people that get fairly comfortable in their existence. They're like, I understand what Christ did. I understand what grace is. What do I do now? And I was actually listening to a guy this Sunday, teaching one of our classes on Sunday, and he said something that for some reason just really stuck with me. Is like, the whole purpose of Jesus coming was to right the wrongs, right? Like, if we're looking at this at a black and white, what it is, it was to right the wrongs. That the world was created perfectly and it went wrong, and it's Christ came to make that right. And so if you're feeling a little bit lost and confused on what it is that you're doing here on earth, first of all, ask God first, and then if you don't get anything directly, just start righting wrongs. You know what I'm saying? Put things back the way that they came from. Put things back in relationship with God. If it's people, and if it's creation, steward it well. But like that, I don't know. He said something that just really stuck with me. That like, instead of being I don't know, downtrodden and just feeling really heavy with the burden of what is it that I'm doing on this earth, just be faithful in the means. Start righting some wrongs. Find people who don't know Jesus and get them back there. Because that was right, and the fact that they're not with them, that's the wrong part. Yeah. And so that's a really easy thing to identify and go after, and then like the end result, that's a God result, right? The means is you just presenting it to them and talking to them, say, look, you're not right now. That's how I would start. You, sir, are not right.
That's a good opener for anybody.
Here, we've just met. You, sir, there's something wrong with you, and I'm going to tell you what it is. But I don't know. That really stuck with me because it goes right in line with the conversation that it seems like we perpetually have about just being faithful in the little things. I mean, even just as much as taking your kid with you if you're going to travel, travel around. They could have just as easily bailed. They could have just as easily stayed home and said, we'll have to push this off until my son gets a little bit older, and we're going to have to wait. But they didn't, right? That's faithful in the means, and then God will control the ends. And so I think that's fantastic advice.
There it is. Is it going to work? Bova, you going to get off the lawn after I said that? Faithful in the means, out. Okay. Don't treat me this way. We don't have to. Don't bring our laundry up in the middle of everybody. It's not a public conversation, Buva.
Hey,
Yes, that will
sorry.
work.
he did that to me on a city bus once. It was the most embarrassing 5
I did
minutes.
what to you on a city bus?
You're listening to Live from the Path
Yeah,
on
that's what I
livefromthepath.org. Here's the deal. We have Silverside. So we have Silverside in studio. Who's close to a microphone? Anybody?
Yeah.
I am.
Okay, identify yourselves.
I'm Laura.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Billy.
And I'm Nate.
Yeah, that sounds right. I believe that.
Yeah.
I can't double check it right now, so we're gonna have to just agree with it. So you guys are traveling around the country as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where'd you come from?
Ooh.
Illinois. Joliet, Illinois.
Ooh.
Yeah, there was a bit of confusion when they got here, as we were trying to agree on whether it's Joliet or Juliet, and I think
I think I just said Joliet.
It's certainly not Joliet.
Joliet.
It's French.
that's the saucy way to say it.
If you've got class.
Yeah, if
say
by
it.
saucy you mean incorrect. Yeah.
That's how I use that
Totally
word. So how long have you guys been out on the road on your most recent stint?
We've been out since February of this year, and we've had a couple weeks off here and there that we've been able to spend time with family. Billy's parents actually recently moved to Hawaii, so we were able to catch them while they were in town a couple weeks ago, up at their family's cottage, and so we had a good time to relax, do some tubing and fun things, and kind of gathered ourselves before we headed back out on the road. And
So between our small breaks that we take of 2 to 4 days, maybe sometimes a week, we've technically been out on the road since February. So
To be fair, 4 days is more than half the week. You're literally resting half the week.
it is, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you also know
Well,
someone.
heck, we don't work. We don't work.
You know,
at
now that you
all.
mention it,
We don't work at all. What are we doing?
I don't even know how we got this van.
I mean, if we're really looking at it, I haven't clocked in since the ending of last year, so technically,
No, actually, that's an interesting question though. So, like, what was your before you were out on the road? Like, what was your 9 to 5?
I
What
was
were
a
you doing?
gourmet sandwich maker.
Don't tell lies in here.
I
Really,
worked
really
I worked at
making
a
gourmet
deli.
sandwiches?
I worked at a deli.
Did you bring any with you?
No, I wish.
Hey.
He hasn't seen that place in over a year.
Actually,
Okay.
the owner who established it back in 1975, excuse me if I'm wrong, had just passed away. He was a good man, but so anyway.
You want to follow him down memory lane, or you don't want to let it go?
Come on.
He was a good man.
I was a tattoo artist. I'm still currently a tattoo artist.
You
but
still
I work-
tattoo out of that van?
Not out of the van.
Yeah, that's too bad.
That's
Like
not
a
what.
weirdo.
Shoot, that's not what I remembered. The last time we spoke, for some reason, what I walked away with is that like, you did mobile tattooing.
Yeah, and you
out of the
said
back
there
of the
were
van.
inflatables
ever-
in the van.
And a water slide. No, you never want to tattoo in a moving vehicle. No.
Okay, I remember that.
What if somebody
incorrectly.
What if somebody
That's
asked for a
very odd.
zigzag tattoo?
I must have told that story 10 times though.
That's perfect.
I got some
Perfect.
repentance to do.
Yeah.
Gotta right some wrongs. Okay.
That's right. Gotta right some
There you
wrongs.
This kingdom living
Dang.
really takes a lot out of me. I lied 10 times. Now I gotta make it right. All right. So what's going on in Silverside's world? So you guys were working on a CD project. Go no go? How we
It's
going?
been a no-go so far.
Okay.
We were working with a producer, and unfortunately, things didn't work out to where we got the right quality of what we needed.
Yeah.
And with our first album, it cost a chunk of change, and with not having that chunk of change to work with a second album, we're just really holding out to be able to produce a finished product that's going to be either on the same level or significantly better than our first album. So unfortunately, our fans have been very understanding with us, and we're really appreciative. But a few times a week we'll get the message like, "Hey guys, how's the album coming?" We're like,
About that.
"About that." Yeah.
Does your grace ever run out for that response? Because like by the 10th one, it'd be like, all right, listen, man, I told
Like,
you the
we
deal.
did a press release, okay? Follow that.
we definitely keep in
No.
contact with our fans over Facebook, and if anybody's really seriously inquiring, about it, and we're really honest. We're like, listen, we are out a lot to see you guys, to put shows together, and for us to be out and also create an album is almost, if you really look at it, it's almost impossible to do. But thankfully, due to some resources that we have, Billy's a wizard. With some recordings, we've been able to kind of pull some strings that most people wouldn't be able to. So
Cool.
It's just been one of those slow works in progress that we really want to release a product that everyone's going to want to just really sit down, listen, and enjoy, and just have it be
Everything
really
that they expect from
we want it
Silverside and
to
more.
we want it to really tickle their ear. So
That's integrity, though, like because there are there is money to be made in selling CDs and stuff at shows. And I have run into circumstances where like you're producing merchandise because frankly that's the cleanest money you can get is selling that stuff and to hold out to make sure that what people are buying is something you definitely want to have your name on, like that does take some that's integrity. So I appreciate that.
It's been
about you guys.
unfortunate too because we have visited places that since the release of Circus Circus 3 years ago in 2011. It's been a long time, and we have visited places that we had played 2 years ago that we went back and they're like, I already have Circus Circus. Where's your next one? And we're like, we're so sorry.
Yeah,
but
we're not Herb Alpert,
holding
man.
it
We're
out,
working
you
on
know?
a CD.
Yeah. So it does kind of hinder in some facts, but I believe that once the end product that we do put out, I believe is going to be blowing Circus Circus out of the water. Like we really feel strongly about that, and we it's killing us just as much as the next.
Oh, sure,
person.
yeah.
It really is. It's like a, just trying
want
to
to get this
at
baby
it,
out,
but
you know.
Yep.
it's- Yeah. But unfortunately, we do really anticipate the release being early next year. So.
Oh, cool.
And I know that we anticipated it for early this past year, and things just didn't work out, and we're sorry, but we're not sorry.
Well, you're faithful in the means, right?
Exactly.
Whatever, it'll show up when it shows up.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, you
I've
should be doing
made
it
peace
right.
with it. You need to make peace with it.
I know.
It is fine.
We're reminded on the daily that we don't have it though. So.
Actually, I did that. Hey, you guys coming through? When's your next CD coming out?
I know.
P.S. I'm a jerk.
P.S. Do you want to fund it?
Yeah. By the way, Mr. Gung Ho, how much money you got?
Actually, we're quite we do pull in quite a bit on the internet radio.
Yeah, that's right. I think we got enough to buy. Nope.
Pack of gum?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Dang. I feel like we're in the same boat. We're anticipating big things for this show that have yet to come
Right.
to fruition.
Well, cool. Let's get to know you a little more musically. What do you guys got for us tonight?
Oh, we have a special song that I'm very excited to talk a little bit about for a
sure.
second.
Yeah,
Is
definitely.
that okay? Because this song, Allie and I actually wrote it, and Allie is my sister. She is currently my sister. Always has been my sister. And we've had some pretty big changes in our band over the last couple years, and we're really excited at the solid lineup that we have. And unfortunately, Allie, who was our original guitarist, unfortunately for us, we had to watch her take a step back. Good for her, because she went into missions that she was really anticipating and really felt God calling her to, which we fully support her in. But we wrote this song a couple years ago and hadn't had an opportunity to put it on an album or put it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we finally feel like we have it musically and lyrically to the point where we're excited to put it on our new album, which it is going to be on our new album. The new album is called Casting Shadows, but this song is called The Memory of You. And we wrote it after we talked to a girl, after we played a show a couple years ago in upstate New York, all the way up by Canada. And it was a huge show that we had, that we could really sense depression there.
Yeah.
It was really hard, and it was really heavy in the place. And one of the girls afterwards came up as we were signing and taking pictures, and she came up to me and she was just crying her eyes out and really just kind of unhinged. And I was like, so what can we talk about? You know, how can I help you?
Yeah.
And it was such an eye opener to see, as she started talking to me, how much the loss of life in her life. She had just lost her best friend to suicide, and to see the destruction in her life, and just the toll that it took on her emotionally, mentally, really, really got us thinking and just to start incorporating into our shows, regardless of the venue that we're playing, regardless of the stage or who we're talking to, of how loved people are and how much your life means to somebody else. Because seeing the tears and seeing her life, just feeling to her mentally, like, what could she have done? Feeling like she was at the loss, being, what did I do wrong? When it wasn't her, you know, it was another person. But just to reach out to everybody, to make them feel loved, to be able to just communicate God's love to them and understand where they're coming from, talking to them about depression, because I suffered with it. Members of the band currently had gone through it, and I know that my sister and I, that was a big, strong hold in our life for a very long time. We were cutters, we were suicidal. So this song that we're going to do tonight is like the culmination of everything that happened that night and everything that we had been through in our life, just to have a really big reminder of what the loss of your life would mean to your friends and your family. That you are special and that you are loved, and that losing you would be devastating on so many, and sometimes without God, it can be an irreversible situation, and it can be something that causes somebody else to take their own life as well.
Right.
That loss is severe and it's devastating. So this is really, and our new album is heavy. It is so heavy with the message, the music, and this is why we really feel like we need to just take time to make it outstanding.
Yeah.
And this is why, because we have messages in it that we can't just take lightly and be like, whatever, you know, that's fine. We'll just put out this product.
Right.
We need it to be as hard-hitting as we feel God is calling it to be. So that's our conviction behind it. And so this song is off of our new album. It is more of a harder melodic rock. If you can picture that, but just lyrically, we want to have it stand out, and I think acoustically, it'll make the difference. You know, just being able to hear the lyrics.
Right.
So we hope that everyone listening to the show and everyone hearing it from now on can really take something away from it, and if they can, you know, hear and have a change in their life and see how special they are, that's really what we want.
All right.
And can I pull this down a little?
You bet. Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Sing. Okay, cool.
That works.
So yeah, this song is called "The Memory of You."
So sick of all this pain inside. The world is so lonely with just you inside. Did you stop and think just what you would miss? With disaster waiting at your fingertips. Don't go, I need you here tonight. Please stay, you're tearing out my heart. I love you, and there's nothing more to say. There's nothing I can do, just picking up the pieces, the memories of you. Your pretty lies unselfishly tore down everything I held precious to me now. And you've gone away, and I'm drowning in the pain. I'd give anything to see you again. Don't go, I need you here tonight. Please stay, you're tearing out my heart. I love you, and there's nothing more to say. There's nothing I can do, just picking up the pieces. I know somehow I will survive. I will survive. Don't go. I need you here tonight. Please stay. You're tearing out my heart. I love you, and there's nothing more to say. There's nothing I can do. Just picking up the pieces, the memories of you.
That's powerful.
Yeah, it is.
That's yeah.
You better let Boo have that thing.
So, as you all see now that I'm crying and I look like a goob,
Never.
totally cool with being the big guy that cries.
No, that's awesome.
So, not a lot of people know this, but I actually lost my mom to suicide about 4 years ago.
Wow.
So, that was amazing. I'll tell you guys, lyrically, that was incredible.
Wow.
That was an amazing song. Obviously, that brought me to tears with the last couple minutes. I'm sitting here looking like angry, probably. You're like, is the big guy going to freak out or something? Like, I can't really tell what's going on over there.
I think he's leaking.
I'm leaking. What's happening right now? No, that was absolutely incredible, guys. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Lyrically incredible, and just the melody between the two of you, being in here and hearing the acoustic, that was just beyond words amazing. Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say, on top of that, I think that one of the things that I love is seeing a band that truly has a heart for God is so amazing, because just hearing about the gal that came up to you guys and then you going, what can I do for you? I love that mentality, because it's so easy to have someone come up to you and think to yourself, they're here for me. And I'm going to sign this so that they feel better and they're excited. They get to go tell their friends that they met me. And then it flips around of, what can I do for you? And it honestly shows such a servant's heart when it comes to being in an open relationship with the God of this universe and completely loving Christ, and then flipping that on, using your talents and using the influence that you have to affect others. And I think that's so incredible, and keep that as long as you possibly can. Yeah. So thank you very much for playing that from someone who that honestly means a lot. So that was incredible. You guys did amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I throw something in very quickly?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, Allie and I, my sister Allie and I, just recently lost our mom last year. It wasn't due to suicide, but it was an aggressive cancer that took her very quickly from us. And we have a song as well about that addresses coming out of that the darkest hole of depression that you fall into, and really crying out and saying, you know, why did you have to go? But knowing and having God just as a resolve to the song, having God just come in like a flood and lift you up. That's really what we wanted to portray through that. Again, it's a heavy hitting song. Musically, and we believe that lyrically it carries the same weight. It's just, it dives deep into the center of loss and how much it hurts, addressing that, but also showing that there's hope and that God is strong and he's mighty and he is able to pick you up out of that situation. So our hearts are with you, because the loss of our mom has been devastating to us, and we understand. And another thing, like when we are touring and we do share all of this from the stage, because we don't pull any punches, we're straight hitters. You know, we encounter so many people who have gone through the same thing that we have gone through. So we're reminded we're not alone. They're reminded they're not alone, and they see it from a big stage, and they see it coming from somebody who, you know, a lot of people like rock stars. A lot of people like people who are on stage, you know, because they think it's a completely different world. But then they're reminded we're just like them, and that we need love just as much as they do. And we try to show love as much as we can. So that's the premise of our album, is just to really, really show the heart of love from God, and to address the major problems that we go through and find the hope from God. So.
Yeah, but at its core, right? Like that is something that music and I suppose art in general seems to be able to do, is communicate those things on levels that conversation can do, but just the elements musically that are able to come together that really allow you to kind of attach to something. That I don't know. I'm kind of creeping myself out the way I'm thinking about this, but like I mean, it does it seems to hit you on a different level. Like it's just something very distinct about it. In fact, there was the conversation I was talking about before the Pope style is I was kind of driving on the way to talk to this person, and there was a particular song that I wanted to hear that I felt like was able to kind of prepare me for that conversation, because I knew it was going to be a difficult one. It's worse for the other person. But like and it was instantly it was soothing, and it was peaceful, and the message of the song was different than me just thinking the words, even the lyrics, but like hearing all that come together. It just, I don't know, it just hits you different, and it's very cool that the same God of the universe that you can see applies to so many different aspects of life. Like that's His creation as well. And it's very cool. It's very cool to be reminded of that, and have that, be able to impact your life and in some of the ways that you guys are talking about. Very cool.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
I can't help it. I'm usually the bumbling happy man, and you guys have been talking about other stuff, and I feel like I'm.
Yeah, we go into places and we get serious. Sorry.
Yeah, they're like, woo, woo. I was gonna complain about the urinal cakes, but I guess now's not the time. Here we go. Ready? Dear Life from the Path. I use public transportation to commute to and from work. I use the time to read and unwind from my day. People often start talking to me, and I find myself trapped for the next 45 minutes listening to an unwelcome monologue about their lives. The fact that I have earplugs in and a book on my lap is no deterrent. I don't want to be rude. What's the best way to tell someone I prefer to chill out and not listen to his or her ramblings? Ooh.
That's good.
Okay, we're gonna go. We're going Buva, then Dan.
All right, Buva, go ahead.
Shut up. Deal with it. All right. Seriously, if you can't take any time out of your day to listen to somebody, who are you? Seriously, like
I got the earbuds in, Buva.
No, I get not talking to people, and I get not openly going into conversation. Like I can see someone going onto a subway and then not immediately walking up to people and being like, "Hey, how you doing? My name's Buva. Nice to meet you. I'm on a radio show. Do you know?" No, I understand that, but if people are reaching out to you and trying to talk to you, you could be the person that is nice to them that day. You could be the person that shows them caring. You could be the person that just listens to them talk for 45 minutes because they needed to.
Yeah.
Seriously, get off of your high horse. Take out your earbuds if someone is openly talking to you. Put your book down, because guess what? It's a book. It'll be there when the conversation is over. I promise. And if it's not, there's another copy.
That's a low-quality book you got there.
Your book disintegrated in your hands from the breath of this stranger.
It was either written on papyrus or you bought a cheap book.
Be careful. This is actually a scroll. No, seriously. It's going to be there afterwards. I get being annoyed by it. I get not wanting to talk to everybody, but just care. Just care about the person enough to just sit there and listen. It's not going to be the end of the world.
Okay, I agree with Buva, but I think somewhere in the first 5 words he said, "I am taking public transportation." So if you don't like it, don't take public transportation.
That's right. Get back on your unicycle, papyrus man.
And then join the human race and pretend like you're not the one on the throne. And like you say, engage and listen.
Okay, now hold on. This is harder than you're saying, because like now listen to me.
Get over yourself.
I have a good example. So I am not built this way, right? I prefer not to talk to folks in that general area. It just makes me uncomfortable. I'm not good at it. When I do it, it sounds forced and awkward. Even when I think I'm going to step out on a limb and really try to better myself, and I look like a buffoon. So I'm like, "So where do you work at?" It's like, it's really embarrassing. So anyway, I had to work out of town last week, and I was at a casino, and my work didn't start till like 1 in the morning, and so now I had like 5 hours to kill. And I thought, well, I can't spend money at a casino. So I walked around the casino taking the 5-cent nickel tickets that people had just walked away with in disgust, and I amalgamated them all together to get $1, and I played on that $1 at the Nickel South Forever. But anyway, so the reason I was telling the story is because a lady came up to me, and she's like, "Hello, young man." I'm like, "Hello, creepy, weird casino lady." This is what I'm thinking, right? And then she walked away, and then she came back, and she's like, "How's the day?" I'm like, "Oh, no." Oh, no. I said, "You know what? It's better now that you're here." And I pulled up a seat and I said, "Why don't you sit down? Let's chat for a bit." I'm freaking out. I mean, like, I have anxiety in my heart, and I'm like, "Why did I do that?" You know? And I ended up what happened was I ended up talking to this gal. She's like a 72-year-old woman. She lost her husband last year, and she's just been having a rough time. And like the whole time I'm still making uncomfortable responses, but I'm listening. You know what I'm saying? I offered what I could offer, and that was no kidding. He sounds like a pretty good guy. I'm sorry that happened to you. Still, I mean, way out of place. I mean, we were both feeling awkward, but like at the end of the day, I think she really just wanted someone that would care about her longer than the 5 minutes of, "Hey, how you doing?" So here's the deal, Buva. You were right. And it pains me in my heart to say this. But you were correct. I gave it a shot, and it was very uncomfortable for me. Here's the thing. You're selling it as some kind of magic pill that, like, just care about people, you stubborn jerk. And really, it's still a painful experience for people that just aren't good at that. But in the long run, I think it's probably worth it.
All you have to do is listen. That's all you did. You listened.
Well, I also counted the lights in the room.
I mean, you threw you threw in some awkward comments, but people that just want people to hear them.
Yeah, you're right about that.
The world is filled with so much pain and so much garbage, and we just want someone to care. Do you care, Mike?
Well, not about what you're saying.
Can we talk?
No, I wrote down all my cares on papyrus, but it didn't make it in.
It happens a lot on public transit.
I have a papyrus eating squirrel at my house. He can't be trusted. Ben?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have.
You have the earphones in. Do not enter. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to me. I got my earbuds in.
Here's the deal. I would never do that. I would never approach someone with earphones and be like, "Hey, buddy."
Yeah, the nonverbals are
let's
pretty
strike
clear.
up the band,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
I've done the opposite, though. Everybody that has earphones in, I automatically call him Jackson. I'm like, "Hey, Jackson," and I yell until he turns around. You should try it tomorrow. It's fantastic.
I'm sorry, what was that the opposite of?
What?
What was it? You said I do the opposite. What is calling
You
someone
say-
Jackson the opposite?
Because you say you don't talk to him at all. I say I call him all Jackson. I call him Jackson.
Oh, you're right. Those are polar opposites.
Yeah.
My mistake.
We live different lives.
I eat Jif peanut butter. Well, I dress in overalls. Two different things.
Stay out of my life, creepy man.
I was trying to think if I had any sympathy for the person. Like, are there circumstances where, like, I mean, is it ever okay to be left alone? To say, "Hey, look, man, I'd rather not be bothered today."
Not according to Buva. It's party time as long as you're
Public
breathing.
transportation is a public invitation to say, "Insert yourself into my business."
No, that's not going to happen every single time you're on public transportation.
So far
this
it
person
has.
You're thinking that every single person on public transportation is going to see you with earbuds and reading your papyrus scroll is going to come up to you and go, "Hey, man, I know about the papyrus scroll eating squirrel. Do you want to talk? I can tell that you have your headphones in so that you can hear me better."
I'm a bus celebrity, Buva. I can't stop
You are
these
not
things.
a celebrity anywhere, let alone public buses. I don't think I would ever think to myself, "Man, I know I've hit it big," when the dude that I call Jackson every day comes up to me and says, "Hey, Buva, I know you." I'm going to go, "That's it. That's
Yeah.
it for me. I've lived.
Yeah.
I've lived. I don't need anything
Right
else.
on.
I'm going to go sit in my couch because I've had my interaction for the day, obviously, and just live there forever." No, obviously that's not going to happen every single time. But if someone is willing to come up to you and go, "Hey, stranger with earbuds in reading a book, would you like to talk to me today?" Yeah, talk to them. But it's not going to happen all the
What
time.
if
So
they
stop
have
making it like a big deal.
What if they have a gospel tract on them?
Then you take it and
Ignore
you share
them.
your love of the Lord. You say, "I see this. I know these scriptures. That's a cool graphic in the background. Let's talk about
I
who
didn't
that
know
is."
Jesus gave the peace sign. That's awesome,
Hey, man, Jesus looks cool. Like, that's what that is.
All right, you've been listening to Live from the Path. Hey, if you're on 99.3 KTIA, we've got to let you go. We ran out of money. So we're going to turn you back over to legitimate radio. Beyond that, if you're hanging out at the podcast, give us 30 seconds, and we'll be right back with you with some more Live from the Path. We're going to hear some more from Trials and Triumphs and from Silverside. You've been listening to Live from the Path. Has that been 30 seconds? How long does 30 seconds last?
I'd say about 30 seconds.
Hey, man. Hey, while waiting for stuff to swap out. Hey, there was Mike. That was a good show on what was it, Tuesday?
Oh man, we totally forgot to talk about
Saturday.
it. Yeah, Tuesday we had Sir Chris Akers in.
No, it was it Tuesday?
Yeah, it was Tuesday, wasn't it? No,
Yeah,
it was Saturday. Wasn't it Saturday?
Yeah, it was Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
Okay.
Anyway, so Live from the Path is busting open some music venues, and so we had our first show at the Alt music venue on Saturday, and we had Chris Akers in and Risen.
And Risen, yeah.
And it was a fantastic show. It was way better attended than I thought.
Yeah.
Anything that usually has Live from the Path attached to it usually somehow ends up with negative attendance.
Yeah.
Like even the janitor's like, bully, I'm out.
I was supposed to be there and I left.
I hate this show. But actually it was fantastic. We have a slew of fantastic shows coming up. We have a show in October, 2 shows in October. I think I'm very excited to talk to you guys about when we get a chance. But keep an eye out on the Live from the Path Facebook page. And I suppose, do we use the tweeter for that kind of stuff?
Yeah, every once in a while I use a tweeter.
So we'll pump it out on a tweeter as well about the shows. But we got sweet upcoming shows. Pay attention. I promise you, they are good, God honoring folks that are coming in, and they're pumping out music that just can't be beat.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that stuff.
Yeah, there's got a lot of guys working hard to spread the gospel again through music, kind of with that special connection we were talking about. Get out there and support that stuff. A lot of times you don't have a great idea of what's going on because you don't go out and check it out. And would very much recommend that you do so. All right, you're listening to Live from the Path. We are back talking with Trials and Triumphs on Live from the Path. Are you guys on the tweeter?
Do you guys use the Twitter?
We are. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, like all the time. You're like, hey, just got to the gas station.
We're not that committed, no.
Hey, just leaving the gas station. Yeah, I got a couple of those on my Twitter feed. In fact, I deleted. I got rid of Facebook and Twitter this week. I couldn't take no more of it.
Like completely gone?
Yeah, I took them off my phone. I mean, I don't use a legit computer very much, so.
Okay.
I keep the messenger though. You can hit me up. It's Mike
Wait,
at Jackson.
People are ditching the messenger because of the
Jackson?
an invasion of privacy.
What do you mean? What do they take a bunch of
They
information?
know everything about you.
What do they know? Tell me.
Everything.
I don't want them up in my grill.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what.
What do you guys
goes
know
on.
about this privacy invasion? Anything?
Mine's just set to to minimal family and friends.
Yeah,
and
default.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm default. Dang it, Ben. What do they know about me?
Yeah, no, I'm creeped out too.
Yeah.
Because mine's like fully public. Like everything is public.
It's the new messenger that's supposed to be.
Yeah.
all-
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have produced no information about what they know.
They know everything in your phone.
Google it yourself.
No, you guys
because
brought it
then
up.
Google would know that we're Googling about it.
Yeah.
They know everything you know about you.
It's information inception.
Oh crap.
All right.
All right, I'm deleting it. No one can get a hold of me ever. I'm moving back into my log cabin. We're done.
So what do you guys have for? So we talked about you can find you on Facebook. Sounds like you're available on the Twitter as well.
Yeah.
We got some dates coming up between here and home, and so do you guys have an album planned in the works or available?
We do in the works. Yeah.
Yeah, early next year we plan on having a CD, a lot like those guys.
Yep.
I either wanted something that was very, very, very well done, that my son can pull up in 20 years and say, "Wow, this is awesome. This is my parents."
Yeah.
Or we do have a CD right now that's live. It was live from Kingsport, Tennessee, and it, we're proud of that. That's one of the two options, either being a really well live CD or
Homegrown, Oregonian raised, sound and CD, but
I know we talked about doing Billie Jean.
Uh-huh.
I checked Hallelujah. It's 30 years old. I don't know if that's a part of the copyright infringement.
No, we're good either way.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine either way. Actually,
I just really don't want to do Billie Jean after that amazing, moving testimony song from Silverside. I feel like
Yeah, some people really
going
come in
after
here
that,
and you can't do
it's
anything
like,
about it.
I don't know. It's just something about it.
I might cry, Billie Jean. I don't know. I might.
I will.
Yeah, Dan will definitely do it.
Okay, so yeah, so whatever you guys want to do. What do you want to do?
I think we're gonna do Hallelujah.
Okay.
We've been doing this one for a little bit, and we really like it. So
Okay, I'm excited to hear it. Yeah. Fire it up. Let's do it.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? And it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. And she tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throne, she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew a hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Man, that's a cool arrangement of that song.
Here's the crappy part about tonight's show. We usually try to invite people that are more talented than us, but not like way more talented than us, because then we look silly.
Right. We look like a bunch of idiots.
And here's the problem. Tonight we look really silly. That was fantastic. That was really, really cool. Dang.
So what do you guys? You guys are driving around the country. What do like? What's in your CD player or like MP3? Like, what are you guys listening to right now?
Yeah.
You know, we are from Oregon, so we're very eclectic. We do listen to the Civil Wars. If you ever heard of those guys,
Yep.
Glenn Hansard. Who else? Mumford and Sons.
We also just got off tour with a guy, an awesome artist. He's actually a hip hop artist,
Yeah.
which is super funny. But he's incredibly talented. Jordan Copas. He just came out with a copacetic
Amazing.
CD, and he's incredible. I mean,
He
he's
has not
done-
returned my phone calls.
Oh.
So could you talk to him?
Yeah.
Like
He's in
they're not
trouble.
as unlegit as they look. That's what you need to say. So let me ask you this, man. I haven't asked this question since the last time you guys were in. What is the most embarrassing thing you have in your music collection? Most
like if we were all looking through and we saw that, we're like,
Oh
whoa.
man,
like whoa.
He's taken some pretty funny YouTube videos and just total blackmail. I mean, I'm like no makeup, and he just slaps it all over the internet. And so yeah, we've
You're
got
singing
some...
Dolly Parton's 9 to 5.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes out there on the road, it's just like you get out there and these kids, you know, you're just trying to get connected with them, and I shamelessly I will plug a Justin Bieber song.
Oh.
We'll make it our own, but you know these kids are like,
We'll make
"What?
it our
He's
own."
playing Justin Bieber. By the end of it, they're getting into it, and we're like, that's right.
That's right.
We can change anything for the
We're
glory
almost
of
30
God.
playing Justin Bieber.
Hey, so here's the deal. Somewhere on the net, somewhere on YouTube, there is a video of me singing a Justin Bieber medley.
Oh my gosh.
In a Korean style karaoke bar.
Wow.
At 7 a.m. in Manila, Philippines.
That is amazing.
Wow.
So like I was there for 6 weeks for work, and it's like a going away deal. We worked U.S. hours, so the overnight shift would have been like 9 p.m. to like 6 a.m. Manila time. And so they said, Ben, you got to go. We're going to do karaoke. I'm like, this is a terrible idea. But they said, no, this is what we're going to do. So I said yes because it's something they want to do for me. And so they do Korean style karaoke, which is where you're not all out in the open, right? Like you rent your own room, and then everyone gets to your party is in this room, and then like you sing within your own group of people. It's not just like
Sounds much better.
out in everybody. Yeah. So less chance for embarrassment. And so they ordered some like very suspicious looking food. I ate a pig face. But I had agreed to that. They gave me a number of options.
Eat a pig face.
Yeah, so like they tried to give me to eat a few things, and I'm like,
No, and then you saw a pig face and thought, yeah, that's me.
That seemed palatable.
That's understandable.
Of the options I was presented with, pig face seemed like the best option.
It's understandable.
All right.
So I ate that, and then they were singing, and it was songs that I recognized, but I don't sing, and like I don't know the words to a lot of the tunes. But anyway, they said Justin Bieber medley. Ben, we want you to sing it. And I thought, I'd already decided that it would have been rude to turn down the karaoke and the pig face. I feel like turning down the Justin Bieber medley is also a mistake. And so I said, okay. And I apparently I don't know Justin Bieber songs as well as I thought.
Oh.
I thought,
well,
that's a compliment.
Yeah,
I thought I certainly picked this up, and I stuck at it. And it was the one where it's like the...
You're not going to do it, are you?
Baby.
Yeah, the song's called Baby.
I don't recognize that
one. So anyway, I'm trying to sing along with it, and it was awful, just awful. And then I found out that one of them was like phoning me. It's got me on the camera phone, and said he posted it to YouTube, but I couldn't find it, so I think it might be blocked in the U.S.
Oh, nice.
So you can only enjoy the Ben Foust Bieber karaoke in Manila, like actually in the Philippines.
I'm going to convince my work to send me to the Philippines, and I'm going to get this. I'm going to download it onto my phone and bring it back.
You're probably going to have to buy it for 3 rubles or whatever the
All I'm
thing's
saying is, how bad does it have to be to be blocked in the U.S.?
This is not suitable for all audiences.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with music rights. It's like they said, this is a low level of quality. This is not passing the border.
Here, man, after karaoke saying yes to, and then Pigface saying yes to, I feel like it shouldn't have been a, well, why don't I say yes to Justin Bieber? I feel like it should have been a, I draw the line at Pigface.
Yeah.
I'm here for your karaoke.
You're the kind of guy
Put
that
on
can't
some Digital Underground. I'm not singing Justin Bieber. That's
you can't do gateway drugs. You're the guy that's ruined it for everybody else.
Well, I said yes to this. That's not a big deal.
I had aspirin one time, and so I thought...
I took a couple ibuprofen.
What's cocaine? I'm already half started.
That pretty much was a
Give me the prescription drugs. Justin Bieber.
I was confused. Yeah. I was left by myself to fend for my own goods in the middle of a foreign country.
Which should never happen again.
I've heard stories of Dave Herrick in a foreign country, and he seems to be able to handle himself well. I, on the other hand, get totally enveloped in the culture and do ridiculous things. They tried to get me to buy like a pig or like a chicken embryo, like half developed on rice from a gas station. And they're like, you should eat this, and I'm like,
you should.
No, I'm not. I don't.
That's where you draw the line.
That's actually where I agreed to the pig face. I said, give me 3 other options that are not me, because like first they're describing like you can still see the bones and feathers in this like fertilized chicken egg, and they're like, and they're describing it to me as like that just doesn't sound great, and they're like, we can get it down from the Quick Mart. I'm like, from the Quick Mart? I said, is the standard level of convenience store food that much different in the Philippines?
Gas
that you can buy this from the Quick Mart? Because like I won't buy an egg roll from the Come and Go.
I thought ours was bad.
Yeah, like,
right, exactly.
And so I had asked. I said, look, give me like 3 other options here. Like that is not the half developed chicken on the rice.
Oh, man.
And the pig face. I thought, yes, yeah, I can do that because it's just meat. It's
Did you enjoy it?
Meat. It was pretty good.
All right.
Yeah.
Would you recommend Pigface here?
I would.
All right.
I would. If it goes through the same rigorous process as it does in Manila.
I can't.
Do you know how to cook it?
I don't.
I don't. I mean, I don't want. I'm
hoping the gas
Apparently
station
no
I'm
one
getting this
does.
from knows how to cook it.
I feel like nobody cooks it.
I don't want your amateur pig face.
They just put it on the rice patty. Out you go.
Have you guys ever been in the position where you ate something that you regretted out on? You're on the road and you stopped and you're like, I've got to have something, and then 3 hours later, you're like, I wish I wouldn't have done that.
McDonald's every time.
Nice.
Never fails. I've grown to hate it.
Yeah.
Those golden arches are not golden.
Is there a geographical place in the United States where like you feel like your food choices got like increasingly better?
Oh man, well, growing up on the West Coast, everything's green. I noticed that you order a salad like in the heartland of things, and it's like cheese, and then lettuce, And that's a salad. That's a salad
We're talking
in
about
the
like a
South.
pound
I'm
of
the
cheese.
product
We're
of
not
that.
talking about like a little cheese. We're talking about this is a cheese
Lots
salad.
of cheese. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the alternate because
Yeah,
that's all I know. Of
That
salad.
sounds awesome.
Continue on.
The West Coast, I think, we were told going to the heartland, the South, that there'd be a lot of great food. And hey, you know what? There's some good food there. But Portland, some of our families from there, and it's just such an eclectic area with fresh food while being on the coast, or coast being an hour away, and just having all sorts of different options from.
People are crazy there, but they know how to do food.
Very crazy. Have you ever seen Portlandia? That is not a farce. That is exactly
It's
how
pretty
it
right
is.
on, huh?
Right on. People would not believe it, but yes, sir, that is
Yeah.
exactly how it is.
All right.
Hey man, I cooked a pizza on a defroster once
Of a vehicle.
of a vehicle. Like that's my on the road food story. I just wanted to say that real quick because I feel like I need to admit that to more people so that I never do it again.
Yeah. See
Hi,
how
my name is.
See how I'm putting my headphones in.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Jackson.
Hey, Jackson. You're listening to Live from the Path on livefromthepath.org. We got a little bit left on the podcast. I think we're going to flip out. We're going to get Silverside to come rocking back in here. Get one more tune out of them.
Yeah, boy. Big thanks to Trials and Triumphs. Thank
No
you guys
doubt.
so much for coming
Thank
on.
you for having us.
Thank you.
Make sure you check them out. Go to Facebook, search for Trials and Triumphs, or if you're friends with us on the Facebook, like what we like, because we like Trials and Triumphs. Make sure you check those guys out. Keep an eye out for where they're going to be. They're going to be at the House of Bricks tomorrow.
Yeah.
If
Hey,
you-
man, those seats are not going to last long.
No, that's,
You
yeah.
better get on it.
Oh, no. You mean no room at the place?
That's
I
what I'm
thought,
saying.
Like the chairs in there actually are in pretty bad shape. They might not last.
They are
long.
kind of-
I thought you meant like the seating.
They're
is
made
not
out of
good.
papyrus.
Papyrus.
Hot dang, we
on a
can't buy
public
anything.
transportation. It disintegrates quickly.
All right, thank you guys
Thank
very
you
much
guys.
for coming
Very
in.
much.
Thank you. Okay, we're
Yeah, man.
switching out.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
seriously. So there's a place up in Minnesota that they do pizzas that they half cook them, and we got those as payment for DJing a wedding up in Minnesota. We thought they fully cook them, then freeze them again so that you can take them home, but apparently they half cook them, then freeze them. So my dad and I, 2 o'clock in the morning, are driving back here down to Des Moines and are wanting pizza, and we throw it in the defroster thinking we're about to eat fully cooked frozen pizza. It turned out to be half-cooked dough that we ate, and we got about 3/4 of the way through the pizza when my mom and brother woke up and then started berating us for eating a frozen half-cooked pizza. It was seriously one of the greatest decisions of my life, though. I would do it again. It was delicious. I'm just saying.
Mike, react to that story.
Pizza.
Ben, I don't know why he's here.
I don't know either. I think that none of you are big enough to stop me from coming in.
Hey,
Like, I think that's legitimately what it
I
is.
had a half frozen uncooked pizza and I had it on a
Did I
van.
say it that monotone?
Duh.
I was fixing an engine once, and, I thought to myself, man, pizza sounds good. And so, pizza?
And then an owl came and lived in my beard.
And my mom's like,
It was
hey,
endangered. I
don't
couldn't
let that owl
I
live in
couldn't
a
shoo it
beard.
away.
Anyway, yeah, classic story. Silverside's in.
I'm glad
We
we've taken
can't
up enough
follow
time for
that.
them to be in here.
Yes.
Cool.
Well,
No.
we could kind of follow it. We were at anybody been to CC's? Come on.
Oh yeah.
All right.
CC's Pizza?
All right, we're
Record
all
holder.
extremely poor. Okay, good. Yeah, so we were there just the other day, and this guy was just being an awesome guy, and he's like, hey, I'm about to put some fresh cinnamon rolls on. And I'm like, that's my number.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That is awesome. So he pulls them out, and they are just delicious. And go figure, Allie goes up after I do, grabs right in the center. And then she's like, oh, babe, you got to try this stuff. And Billy's over here like, oh, sure. And then he like puts it in his mouth, noms it for a minute, and he's like, yeah, pretty sure that's raw. It was just like, I'm not kidding you.
Such
He,
a letdown.
he must have had it in there just to make it like hot, Not even cook it, just to get it hot,
Hey, do you want warm, raw cinnamon rolls? There's
Some raw
enough cinnamon
dough.
on these things that you probably might not taste it. That's
Exactly.
I put it underneath this fluorescent light bulb for like 10 minutes.
I shined a flashlight on it for about a minute and a half. I thought that's what happens.
Yeah, I bought it off some English dude. He told me it was a torch.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay. Hey,
Anyway.
We're
Hey.
back.
be careful with the CCs.
No, and I have to say, talking about the CCs, because the one that we did come to is the one right here in Des Moines or Johnston or wherever we are. And I have to commend them. They were so nice.
They were.
Everybody in there, from the woman who took our money, what little money we have, to the guy who offered to make us any kind of pizza we wanted, to the guy who was cleaning our plates off, and everybody there, we literally were just blown away by how sweet they were and how awesome everybody in there, their just energy and everything was really cool. So we want to commend them and we want to thank them and tell everybody to go and support them. Tell them Silverside said what's up. So
Sweet. Actually, now I kind of want to go to the CCC.
we almost went there tonight, but then we were like, if we go there, we're totally going to be too stuffed to play anything, so we can't. So we had to settle for McDonald's.
Oh.
Everybody loves.
That's rough.
That's rough. Yeah.
Okay, I tell you what. Let's do another tune.
Sure.
What do you guys got on the docket?
Oh man, well, we kind of mentioned it a little bit before. It is a song that is dedicated to the loss of our mom, and it's the loss of to anybody who has ever lost anybody close to them. And the reason that we're doing this song, because again, our new album is completely. I mean, our first album, Circus Circus, was really focused on diving into the hurts that we feel, but this album is just really pointing a finger at those things and diving in and just getting to the root of the problems. So we really wanted to, we don't want to be a downer on the show with all of our hard, topics, but at the same time, we really want to give a raw approach to everything that we're doing and where our heart is at right now, because we have endured so much lately and so much stress and adversity and loss and just questioning whether or not God is got us in the right place, and it's just been a difficult year and a half or so, and so we just want to open it up and let everybody know who's listening that they're not alone, that we are on the road constantly and we have gone through so much crap, and we are still standing here today by the grace of God, and we've only made it through by his strength, and that's it. And we're pushing on. We're not letting go. We're coming back with a vengeance, and we're in it to win. So this song is dedicated to anyone who's ever lost anybody. So and again, this song and the album is also dedicated to our mom, Miss Judy Giuliano, and the song is definitely for her. It's called Rescue Me. That persuades me, you push to motivate me to end it all. Sadness that devours me, counting down the hours still. Shadows dance slowly through my memory. Can't you see it's killing me? I can't let go. I'm reaching for your face. Oh God, I need a change. Rescue me, I need you with me now, lifting my eyes from the ground. Breathe into me, I'm lost in misery. God, I need you, can't you see? As darkness falls, thoughts I can't erase drown me slowly. Tears fall down my face and wash away the sadness consuming me. Every trace around me, open my eyes, I can see your shadows dance slowly through my memory. God, I think it's killing me. With me now, lifting my eyes from the ground. Breathe into me, I'm lost in misery. God, I need you, can't you see? I cannot go on without you. It hurts too much inside.
lift my eyes so I can see. Rescue me. Breathe into me.
Totally biffed the ending, by the way. It's all good though, because we hope that everybody heard what we were trying to say. It's okay. The album song doesn't have any mistakes.
That was awesome. Now, do
We're
you guys
human.
do you play any like acoustic type tunes during your show?
There are some. No.
I mean,
That
during
answer was
our show,
pretty
I'd
clear.
say no. You know, I
On
don't know.
occasion.
Even at the Mennonite Coffee House?
Rare,
No,
no.
that's that was the last occasion that we did, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We've had some. We prefer doing a hard rock show, and we also just because the energy and we
Yeah.
really feed off that, and we really like mosh pits and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
which-
mean, yeah, I would say acoustics not really our element, but you know, we definitely make it a point to get in
show a
and
diversity.
Yeah,
show diversity.
here's
We
the-
actually go ahead.
No. Well, here's the thing. Here's what I was gonna say about that, because that's is because usually playing acoustic exposes your songwriting, and I think that it leaves nothing to be desired when you play acoustically. Now, I haven't got a chance to hear the Hard Rock Show yet, so I'm probably missing out.
Oh, then you should
You
probably
definitely
come
need to come
tomorrow
out
night to the House of
tomorrow.
Bricks.
Come on, I don't know what you're doing. I will
Yeah,
call your
you
wife
know,
for you.
How often are we in town? How often are we in town? that we
That's
can
not
come
very
and say,
often.
Oh my gosh!
I kind of made a
Silverside's
big deal
playing."
about this. You guys coming to town?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna
yeah.
tell you what I'm doing tomorrow later, and then I'll let you decide. Okay, so anyway,
Oh Lord.
it's just, what I'm saying is like I think there's if I wanted to put that together as a full thought, there's a lot of bands that can hard rock only. And I don't think that's the case with you. I feel like that acoustically you pull it off, and it exposes your songwriting for what it is, which is solid and melodious and very well written.
Thank you.
And so I don't think the hard rock takes away from it, but I don't think the acoustic does either. So I think it's
Awesome.
very nice when you do it that way.
Thank you. And it's hard, having to follow trials and triumphs.
Oh my
You know,
gosh, are those guys
we're on
not
tour with them,
phenomenal?
and they are.
They are.
Yeah,
They
They were
are to
such-
be desired. On
They
so
made
many
us look
different
silly.
levels.
They.
You guys all make us look silly.
I can't. Honestly, I can't get over their voice combinations, and the first day that we heard them when we were on tour, because we have been touring with them on the Extreme Tour, and we will continue. We're touring out to meet the West Coast leg of the Extreme Tour, where we're going to be touring with them until they drop off in September. And the first time that we heard them, we were blown away, and we said that is a duo that we want to
Expose.
Yeah.
and share, with, and share stages with, and really allow their heart of music to come out as well, because their voices, I mean, I am just blown away, and I think you guys can also
Yeah,
attest
I
to
mean, I've
that,
done
like-
something very similar to it in my shower, but like.
Yeah, very similar. But I had
As
a
soon
hard
as the-
time trying to follow them. I was like, there's no good place for us after or before them. There's just no. I mean, it's two totally different things. I wish I had Josh's voice, and but it's just amazing. The different eclectic.
What? I just came out of the bathroom. What are you guys saying? Yeah.
The different eclectic mixes of music, and how you can have a solid voice here and a solid voice there, but two completely different genres, you know? So we're really thankful for them, and we're thankful that God's brought us all together, and we start the first leg of our little tour with them tomorrow night at the House of Bricks.
At the House of
So-
Bricks. I mean, the seats are almost gone. I just got an update from what his name is, John House of Bricks, and he called me. And he said, "Look, the seats are. I mean, they're filling up. You need to get out there and make sure you get up there early to get to the show."
People are there tonight for tomorrow's show.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it's like Black Friday right now.
That's exactly right.
I actually have a dummy standing in line. It's me waiting. He's got 2 thumbs up, and
He's
he
got
looks
his headphones
really
in
doofy.
because he don't want to be dealing with
No,
nobody.
nobody's going to talk to me. I've got a book that disintegrates really easily, and then headphones in. People are going to be like, that guy is getting ready for the show tomorrow night. No, what I will say to you guys is I have to say I am so excited for whenever the album comes out. I will tell you guys, no rush. I appreciate the fact that you guys do have, just like Ben said, some integrity, and the fact that you guys want to put out a quality album, and that is incredible. That is so amazing, and I cannot wait to be getting it. So,
awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm excited for the show tomorrow night at the House Bricks.
Cool.
Hey, in the meantime, if you wanted to hear cuts from Silverside, Buva, where would you go to hear them?
I would go to livefromthepath.org.
That's got to be an exclusive, Ben.
It probably is.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
They actually got a. If you want to get in touch with their heavier side, there are numerous pretty sweet clips on YouTube available of Silverside rocking both live and video style.
But you can always start at the livefromthepath.org
Oh yeah,
and then
right.
branch
So
your way out
I was
from
supposed
there.
to do that, right? Shoot. Yeah, I mean, come to where we're at.
Ben, we're holding on by a thread here, okay? Seriously.
I'll say it
You
one
can
time.
also-
Livefromthepath.org.
And you can also find us if they wanted more information about our band and what we do and who we are. They can come to silversideband.com, and it's SILVERSYDE, one word. All right, don't get that wrong.
Yeah.
You-
Do people try to put it? What kind of
And-
oldster tries to
Yes.
put a space in there?
Well,
you know,
people
underscore.
put a space or they put an I, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they had a chick in their band," and then they find a totally different band. We're like, "Yeah, that's definitely
it's
not
weird.
us."
It's funny, but just remember the SYDE, one word.
Yeah.
You know, silversideband.com, or find us on Facebook. We are always responsive to everything on Facebook.
That's true.
Yeah.
I actually played Laura in checkers over Facebook.
Yes.
I totally won.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
What? Play again.
No one believes that. Hey, you've been listening to Live from the Path. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. A big thanks to both Silverside and Trials and Triumphs for coming into the show. We really appreciate it. It's always good to have you guys in.
Thank you.
You can catch more during the week at livefromthepath.org. Past interviews from the shows, clips from the show. We didn't get to play any games this week, but if you want to play Secular versus Solomon or It's the End of the World as We Know It, you can get that at livefromthepath.org. Sign up for the podcast. Big thanks to Bob Eisenhower with the Eisenhower team and Westfield Veterinary Hospital for making the mistake of sponsoring the show. I love those guys. They're good people.
Fools, but good people.
Bob's at buying and selling houses, EisenhowerTeam.com, and take your pet in. You know you're thinking too much of yourself and not enough of your cat.
That's right.
WestfieldVetHospital.com. Thanks for listening to Live from the Path.